Yeah, I think we've come a long way. Um, with time, people like Tyler Perry and what's his name, and Spike Lee have been able to break that barrier between it used to be just okay, black moviegoers go to watch black movies, black audience go to watch black movies, white audience go to watch white movies, and then the blockbusters was like for everybody. Now, when you see a Spike Lee joint, everybody wants to go watch. It doesn't matter you're black, you're white, you yellow, you're green. If you see a Tyler Perry movie, it's almost in that trend that is heading. So I think we've come a long way, and so the space of the black movie right now is up to the black filmmakers and producers to make movies that all audiences can enjoy. I mean, it still doesn't. It means that there'll still be some movies that um, just like every community, the Jews, the Arabs, the blacks, the whites, the Irish. It'll be still be some movies where it'll be strictly, no, not strictly, but it'll be more entertaining to an Irish crowd or to a black community or to a white audience or to a Jewish audience. So those movies are still there. But I think everything, most of it, most often, people go to watch just a good movie. They don't really care whether it's made by a black or white or yellow or green guy.
Tell us about what you do, specifically any project you have at the moment, and so far, what is the reception?
So I just did my I just did a movie called Mother Hen, and it
Yeah.
should be premiering. Yeah, it should be premiering in Cameroon this December. Actually, December the 14th in Douala. Hope I can do some publicity here. So yeah, it should be projected in Douala in the December the 14th, and in Yaoundé December the 22nd. So at the Canal Olympia, by the way. And reception, I'll go have to go in the theater and see how much people appreciate it. So far, social media has been busy. Um, Televisions, newspapers have been busy. Word of mouth has been busy. So until I'm excited to see how much that would translate into people actually buying tickets to say, okay, I want to go watch this show, and it was just not a little buzz and people just sharing just to share, but people actually calling in to say, hey, I'm going to buy a ticket to go to that show. But so far, it's been busy. A couple of tickets sold so far. So I think we're looking forward to having this experience and seeing what people really think about um, some of the movies that we do in Cameroon.
How has the journey been? How did you find yourself into this world of film production?
Well, the journey, first of all, the terrain is rugged.
Mm.
Like, um, the terrain is very rugged. So, if you want to go into film,
Mhm.
film is like every other art form. Yeah, if you're in it, and it's a gift. It's not only a gift, okay? You don't just wake up some morning and say, I want to be a filmmaker. Some people can, but it's a minority. But filmmaking is generally a gift, just like every art form. And when it comes to you, until you start doing it, you are restless for the rest of your life. So to me, it's a gift, and it's taken almost half of my life, almost all my lifespan on this earth, for me to be able to make one movie. And I'm glad I didn't give up. Otherwise, I'll be restless, like I said. But it's been a lifelong journey. It's taken me almost. I started in film when I was 13 years old. Probably saw my first movie when I was 7 years old, and since then I told my dad that's what I wanted to do. Wasn't sure what exactly I wanted to do in film. Maybe I thought I wanted to be an actor. Maybe I thought I wanted to be. I didn't ever think I wanted to be a director. because what
Yeah.
you see on film, it's people in front of the screen walking around, going up and down. So um, I said, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And my dad still didn't know what that meant. But as I grew older and older, I realized that I'm beginning to learn or pick up writing. Yeah, so when I go to a movie, I will come home and recite the movie to my friends who were not there. So it kept happening like that. So I'll tell the story with some of the lines of the story, like the very beautiful um, lines or monologues of the movie, very well. And I started writing them down. Before I knew it, I was getting inspired, getting ideas here and there to write my own stories, and started using my schoolwork. I still have some of my report cards back home where I wrote some of my log lines on it. And my dad, I mean, I got to appreciate my dad very much because my dad never discouraged me. And even though I would come home with that report card or some of my books, that when that I didn't use at school, I'll write stories on them and I'll give it to him to keep. He never rebuffed me. He never said, "Hey, what are you doing, son?" And I kept keeping those books, and I still have them up to today. So that was the early years, and then went to university. You realize, okay, this thing I'm writing, maybe I've been learning theater. I've been learning writing novels. So maybe I might be a theater guy. I might be someone that writes plays. Um, but so because I was writing a lot of dialogue, and I went to university and I decided to do English literature. And then that's from there I realized, oh wow, I'm definitely not a playwright. Even though I was writing dialogue, I was just a director doing placing my seat here and there. So I decided to go into screenwriting, and then I went into directing school. And 10 years later, after leaving directing school, yeah, it took a long while. After leaving directing school, I have my first project, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited because it's just the first after a long while. When you go into an adventure like this, you want to come out of that tunnel with something in hand. And this is the first hope. It's gonna be one of many. That was long, but yeah, had to take you far back to where it started.
One of the things I noted there was that there was support from the parent. They really backed whatever you were doing. They felt you had a talent and they supported you along the way.
Well, let me say this. Support
Yes.
meant support meant they didn't get in my way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't get in my way. My dad would have easily said, "I don't," or burn those books, or say, "I'm not keeping this," or said, "Hey, you're not going this route," or "Hey, I don't know what this is, but you're not going to do it. You're just going to do what everybody does, which is go to school, become a teacher, or what else they do in back home. Yeah, you get some regular job, and then you're good to go. So, but he didn't get it away. So that's what I call it support. Yeah.
People like you, Isaac, the people who are making sure that these things come to reality. I realize that there is a new work that you've come up with. Try to tell us something about the Mother Hen. What was the inspiration? Why did you come up with the title Mother Hen?
So, um, let me tell you about first what the inspiration to Mother Hen. I was in the bus in Douala, Cameroon, heading to Yaoundé, and I was sitting right behind these two ladies that were having a heated discussion
Yeah.
about their husband that had one of the ladies was telling the friend about another friend that the husband um, sacrificed all of the kids.
Yeah.
Sacrifice, had them killed or murdered in a spiritual way, so he can in turn have money, which is how they generally end up. So you do those sacrifices, they call them blood sacrifices, and then um you intend have the intention is to have money at the end of it. So she was telling the friend how she was narrating to this friend how um another friend's husband did this to them, and this friend is asking her like, okay, but what did your friend do?
Yeah.
And in Africa, most with us, most women, no matter what, you stay the course in marriage and you're still there. So the friend told her she didn't do anything. She packed her things and she left and went home. And that friend said, "See," she said it in French. Si c'était moi, je le découpe en morceaux pendant la nuit. So, which means if I'm the one, I would chop him off in pieces during the night
Mhm.
when he's asleep. So idea just came to me, and I texted. I mean, like on my phone, I'm like, oh wow! So women can actually revenge this stuff because most of this stuff happens in Africa unheard of, and nobody talks about it, or they talk about it and it's just talk, and nobody tries to revenge or do whatever because spiritually you can't really prove it, And an autopsy will only tell you the unknown. So it was interesting to see. The lady said if it was her, she would chop him off in pieces. So I got that idea, and I was like, okay, wow, I'm gonna try to write a story about a
Mhm.
woman that revenged the death of her kids because her husband decided to join this this underground society, and that's what
Okay.
happened. And as we played with the story with time, um, we realized, okay, we had just a working title. We had the title of the name of the our main character, and the main character is Evelyn. So we had the name Eve, and my intention was, okay, Eve. Eve turned bad in the Bible, according to the Bible story, and so this might be my Eve that decided to go bad in the story. But then, as we developed the story more and more, realized she was just trying to protect her kids, but she was not strong enough. And we said, okay, what is this? Let's give it an African kind of title. What is it about around us that is so protective of our kids, even in the most vulnerable of periods, even though when she knows that the odds are against her. And we
Mhm.
started looking around, and we stumbled on Mother Hen. So we realized, oh wow, a mother hen will fight no matter what, no matter how huge that hawk is, no matter how huge the dog is, no matter how huge the snake is or the python is, she will fight back. Sometimes you find the mother hen even strangled by the python or the snake sometimes. So, but she was fighting. And we decided to give it a fighting name, Mother Hen.
What are some of the challenges did you go through along the way of coming up with the mother hen?
Like pre-production wise or production wise?
Yes, production wise, anything, any kind of challenge you encountered.
All right. So, the challenges, that's what I was trying to be specific. The challenges the challenges are there. First, making a movie is a challenge, and then trying to go make a movie in Cameroon where our budget is minimal, and um, and I've not been there in a lot of years, in like a decade.
Mhm.
So you have to go there, and the Cameroon movie industry is rising. It's rising just like Nigeria and Ghana and Kenya, Uganda, Burkina Faso used to be, South Africa today. So it already has some. It already has some. What can I call it? Some foundation that has been set up already. So when you
Mhm.
go, you have to get into this setup and try to hopefully mix it up with what you've learned in school and get something out of your crew and your cast. So um, I went to Cameroon and realized, okay, there are some things that I thought I could do that I cannot do. There are some things that I thought I cannot do that I could do. All right. So um, pre-production wise, I had the most absolute of challenges. If you look at Modern Hand, it was written by myself, my elder brother, and one of my partners, Idiwaka Studios. So my brother and I started writing for with Exchange for a long time, and then Idiwaka came in, and we decided to form that triangle, that team, and we wrote, we exchanged ideas, and we were writing, right, and when we locked the script and said, okay, production will start in 2 weeks' time or in a month's time, my brother passed away.
Oh, sorry for that.
Yeah. My brother I was writing with passed away. And I'm in this dilemma like, holy macro.
Yes, did that really affect the production process?
Man, are you talking about quitting? We're talking about me not knowing. I mean, my brother is like, he's the one that started in film. Yeah. Film, he started film. He was the one that was actually in film. He was the one that went to theater school. And so he was the one that brought home all those good movies that I watched back in the days. A Few Good Men, all those beautiful scripts. What's the other script called? A Few Good Men, Scarface, and what was Casablanca? He was good with stories. So when he passed away, and my wall was shattered, and I dropped that, and that was the same day I was doing casting for my movie, and I couldn't go to the casting for my movie. My partner Ed Walker had to do it, so that's how much he affected me, and I just didn't know how to approach the script because every time I look at the back of the script, he had his name on it, and I just kept tearing. Even on the set, sometimes I'll look at a situation, I'm like, oh wow, if my brother was here, he would have helped rewrite this part of the story. It would have helped. I would be thinking about directing, not writing stories right now, or not changing the dialogue. So it affected me so much. But notwithstanding, I'm a fighter. God gave me a little bit of fire in me, and we're able to overcome that. And the rest of the challenges were just human challenges. Learning to know that most films in Cameroon, they do camp. We do camping. So if you have to make a movie, you have to take everybody to some kind of camp away from their comfort zone. So you go rent a home or go rent an apartment building or house and lodge everybody in there, and then you start shooting. That way you can just grab everybody from the set and just go use as you want to do it. Because I didn't know that, so I didn't do camping, and so it was sometimes very challenging having actors on the set on time. Sometimes you have to have 3 people on the set and you have just 2. Okay, and so my production manager or assistant slash production manager slash AD or whatever had to do scheduling to make sure there's everybody is on the set every day and at the same time. That way, if one group, if there's any pair that doesn't show up on time, we can just move to the next set of whatever was next on the schedule to start shooting, which was amazing because she saved us a lot of time. And but I could have failed if I didn't know that. Hey, I felt really bad having actors on the set all day. Yeah, because I come from a system where it's we schedule everybody. You come at 2, you come at 3, you come at 6, you come at 2, 5. So yeah, I felt really bad. But everybody was cool. Everybody bought into into making the movie, and I survived that storm again. Yeah. So those were just some of the challenges. And then okay, another challenge we had was me trying to um, write again like an African. Yeah, after being there for a long time, believe it or not, you get sucked into society and you write some lines thinking, oh yeah, this is really great line. But then you come and realize when you give it to someone else to read, they'll be like, uh-uh, Cameroonian don't talk like this, African don't talk like this, this cat, this and this and this. So we had to go through over the whole script again with my brother when my brother was still alive in Idiwaka, and try to rewrite some of those lines to make it sound really African. So yeah, it was challenging, but it was fulfilling. It was a learning process. So I want to do it again.
How long cumulatively did this production take?
Okay, that's another issue we had. So encountered. When I went in, I said, okay, I'm gonna take a month. I'll take a month to shoot it according to my schedule. It's gonna, according to my script, it's gonna take me a month to shoot it. My production manager comes in, she's like, no way, director, nobody's gonna sit for a month and wait for you to shoot this movie. Everybody has stuff to do after this. Maximum is 10 days. I was like, what? I said, okay, 10 days. You make me a schedule for 10 days. Let me see how I can shoot this 90-page movie in 10 days. Unless I'm just doing long shots, or I don't know, or we're not rehearsing or anything like that. Because a day, no matter how long it is, it still has just 24 hours, right? So, and people have to go back home. People have to recuperate. People, yeah. So she did it for 10 days, and I looked at the pages. There were like a lot of pages that you have to go through on a day. And I brought her back. I'm like, there's no way we can do this in 10 days, because some of these pages were so challenging that you need more than even a day to set them up. So after a back and forth with her, she made me a schedule for 14 days. And but we actually took 17 days. So that was the long and short of that story.
Are there any other projects?
I'm looking at next summer. I have a set of great kids. They're like 14, 15. And I really want to give them that opportunity. They were the ones that acted in Mother HEN. And I want to give them the opportunity to do something else before they pass those teenage age. So I think I can, and I have a story like that. I have a story ready already. So I really want to push it. That story was supposed to come about 2 years from now, but I'm pushing it to the front of my project to see if we can greenlight it and get that done this summer. Yeah, and I think the kids I don't want them to outgrow themselves. So that's what I'm trying to do it this summer. Yeah.
You are a producer. You normally have a team that you put together to make sure that the production is successful. As a leader in a team, what are some of the things that inspire you in working with other people?
Oh wow, interesting you ask that question. So when I went back to Cameroon, I was looking for. I know how a workhorse I am, but I was looking to find other people that can, that are not directors, that can attach, that can be my extensions into whatever I do, and still have that a similar, still able to carry a similar workload, if not more, for me, so I can stay with the creative part. And I happened to stumble on a couple of gentlemen. One of them is Tumenta Gerard. They call him Studio Ons. when you say do something, he says how, when, how soon. Now, never it can be done. Like nothing cannot be done to him. Okay, and we have Stephanie Banks. Yes, yeah, Stephanie Banks. Who she is like. So even I had to when we were shooting, um, we finished shooting at about what 12 or 11 p.m. at night or 2 a.m. at night, and she would go home and she had to make a schedule for the next day, which is supposed to start in like 4 hours time. So my phone is always on. By the time it's 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., she's calling my phone or texting me, Director, I sent you schedule for the next day. Please take a look at it and see if we can okay it and send it to the actors. Wow, to everybody else. And I was just flattered by her work ethics, because otherwise that's something I was supposed to be doing when I come home. Instead of doing short list or something like that, I'll be doing scheduling. But she was on top of it. I enjoy working with people like that. I had my old dog Ediwaka, Pro Studios. He was my one of my writers, and my DP also. So you have to go home at that time. I never knew that even though we had a lot of barriers and we had a lot of not flashcards, but um, I don't know, I forgot those cards. We had a lot of cards to use. He still has to go home instead of sleeping like some of us. He has to download those cards into a machine, okay, and then put the batteries on charger to be able to use them the next day. Now he will come up, he will come back to work the next day tired, but the batteries are charged, the cards are emptied and ready to go. Okay, so things like that just made you want to work even harder. Made you just say, "Oh wow, these guys do one or two things to make production for next day really run smooth." And so you should be appreciative of that. That made me happy. That made me excited, and or ever indebted to those four guys. Yeah, I also have my actors that I don't want to leave behind, because as a new director, they've worked with a couple of other guys. So sometimes you think that you hear some of those horrors on set that, oh, this person argued with this person was quarreling with this person, there was a fight or something, but none of that happened on my set. Everybody was calm. Everybody was either in their rooms, waiting for their turn. Nobody jumped off and say, I'm done with this, I'm gone home. Director is this. Some people thought I was slow. Yeah. So, but that encouraged me a lot, because they saw the dream, they saw the challenges I was going through, and they decided to stick with the plan, and we made more than him. Woo-hoo.